824-6101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Right now, it's 75 degrees.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. Meridian students in kindergarten through 5th grade will attend classes at the former Stonington Elementary School during the 2026-27 school year. District officials say the temporary relocation is needed as the district continues working through storm damage at the Blue Mound campus. According to the school district, the move is intended to provide students and staff with the most normal school year possible under the circumstances. The district says it is especially grateful to the Stonington Community Center and to Tom May for helping make the arrangement possible. The former school building is currently being prepared for student use ahead of the upcoming school year. Work includes a thorough cleaning of the facility, along with updates such as new flooring in select areas and the replacement of ceiling tiles where needed. Transportation for families will remain largely the same as in previous years. Students will continue to be dropped off or picked up in Blue Mound at Meridian Elementary School. From there, students will be transported by shuttle bus to the Stonington campus. District leaders also plan to host an open house at the Stonington facility in early August, once preparations are complete. The event will give students and families a chance to tour the building before the start of classes. While most elementary students will relocate to Stonington, the district says its preschool program will remain at Meridian Elementary School in Blue Mound. Officials note the district will continue using the pre-K classrooms, cafeteria, and gym at that campus, allowing preschool students to stay in their current location. Additional information about the open house and the start of the school year will be released as it becomes available. With fireworks, cookouts, and time on the water planned across central Illinois this Independence Day, officials at Memorial Health are reminding residents to put safety first. Decatur Memorial Hospital Chief Medical Officer Dr. Brandon Kozer says emergency departments routinely treat preventable illnesses during the holiday, including fireworks accidents, burns, water-related incidents, and heat illnesses. Kozer says fireworks injuries occur every year around the 4th of July, noting that even sparklers can reach temperatures of nearly 2,000 degrees and cause serious burns within seconds. He recommends using fireworks only outdoors, keeping them away from people and buildings, supervising children closely, and never attempting to relight fireworks that fail to ignite. Backyard grills and fire pits also contribute to holiday injuries. Koser advises keeping grills on stable open surfaces, avoiding accelerants on active flames, and reminding children that grills and fire pits can remain hot long after the fire has gone out. Water safety is another concern during holiday celebrations. Koser says many accidents happen because people assume someone else is watching swimmers. He recommends designating one adult to actively supervise children and swimmers, limiting distractions, wearing life jackets on open water, and avoiding alcohol while swimming or boating. Koser also encourages people to stay hydrated and watch for signs of heat-related illnesses, including dizziness, nausea, heavy sweating, fatigue, and headaches. Residents are urged to seek emergency care for burns that blister or affect the face, hands or joints, eye injuries caused by fireworks, signs of drowning, breathing difficulties after water exposure, or severe symptoms of heat illness. Koser says emergency teams are prepared to respond when needed, but stresses that taking simple precautions can help ensure a safe and enjoyable holiday weekend for everyone. As summer vacation season gets underway, the Office of the Illinois State Fire Marshal is reminding travelers to take a few minutes to prepare for emergencies before settling into their destination. Whether you're staying at a hotel, a cabin, or a short-term rental, officials say it's important to know your surroundings and have a plan in place in case of an emergency. Before unpacking and getting comfortable, take time to identify the fire escape routes from your room or rental. Make sure you know where at least 2 exits are located and find a safe meeting spot outside where you and your group can gather if an evacuation becomes necessary. Fire officials also recommend checking for posted evacuation maps and locating nearby stairwells or other safe exits. In an emergency, every second can make a difference, and knowing where to go ahead of time can help prevent confusion and keep everyone safer. The Office of the Illinois State Fire Marshal says a little preparation before your trip can go a long way toward making your vacation safer, more organized, and less stressful. For more fire safety tips, visit sfm.illinois.gov. The city of Taylorville is getting ready to celebrate Independence Day with the annual 4th of July parade, and residents are invited to grab their lawn chairs, flags, and plenty of red, white, and blue as the community comes together for the 250th celebration. This year's parade will begin at the Christian County Fairgrounds before heading east on Main Cross Street. The route will continue with a right turn onto Houston Street, traveling 2 blocks before turning left onto Franklin Street. The parade will then follow Franklin Street to Webster Street near the Christian County Sheriff's Office, where it will turn left and head north. From there, the route will turn right onto Main Cross and continue around the square to complete the parade route. Organizers ask everyone to arrive early to find a good viewing spot, and also remind attendees to help keep Taylorville clean by picking up any trash after the festivities. The city of Taylorville says they can't wait to see the community line the streets and help make this year's parade one to remember. Local leaders and community members in Christian County will honor a local Revolutionary War veteran on America's 250th birthday. The commemoration is set for Saturday at 4 at the Donner Cemetery west of Owanaco. Jonathan Hicklin relocated to Christian County after serving in the war, of which a large part took place after the colonies declared independence from British rule. Ted Chapman, who also is organizing the 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony on the 25th anniversary of that day's events, will be present at Saturday's commemoration. He says the event will feature remarks from Taylorville Mayor Bruce Berry and a wreath laying.
Yeah, he's buried in the Donner Cemetery, which is just east of Lake Taylorville on the Owanaco Road, about 1.5 miles or so. And our mayor is going to come out and speak. We're going to lay a wreath and, of course, honor this veteran that served in the Revolutionary War himself, that immigrated then to Illinois and into Christian County and died here in Christian County.
Jonathan Hicklin, is that
Jonathan
his name? Yep.
Hicklin is his name.
There will also be a reenactment in the ceremony. It's expected to use equipment akin to Revolutionary War times.
I just got notice that we're going to have a young lady that has indicated that she wants to come and sing the national anthem. So we're really excited about her coming. And then we do have a Revolutionary War reenactor that he is going to come and do a volley with a piece of equipment that he has at the end of it there, and of course taps at the end. So just celebrating 25 years of freedom and recognizing the one man that we have here, buried here in Christian County, that was a part of purchasing our freedom with his service to our country then.
And I would imagine he meant 250 years. Chapman hopes attendees will recognize the sacrifices that have been made in pursuit of liberty for the United States.
Some of my descendants fought in the Revolution, served in the Continental Army. So, I've had an uncle that was served during World War II and did come home. And, we need to remember that freedom is not free. Freedom has been purchased with the blood of many young men and young women that have fought to bring it to us and are fighting to keep it for our future generations to enjoy also.
With Saturday's ceremony happening amid the 250th anniversary of the United States' independence, Chapman has pride in the country carrying on as long as it has.
History kind of tells us that for a government like ours to survive this long is rather unusual, because usually it deteriorates, and we're starting to see a lot of stuff, conflict within the confines of our own government, and we need to come back and live up to our name, United States of America. We need to enjoy the freedoms that we have.
More information on the ceremony is available by calling Chapman at 217-827-4155. Ted Chapman appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show.
This 4th of July, come celebrate America's birthday, Taylorville style. Kick off the day at 10 a.m. with the annual 4th of July parade. Lineup starts at 9 at the Christian County Fairgrounds. The parade will proceed down Main Cross to the historic Taylorville Square. Then it's the mayor's cookout and vendor event on the courthouse lawn. In the evening, enjoy the Taylorville Municipal Band as they play patriotic favorites at the Lake Marina. Concert starts at 7. Don't miss the dazzling fireworks show at dusk at Taylorville Lake. Bring the family, meet your friends, and wear your patriotic red, white, and blue. Come make memories that sparkle like the 4th of July at the Taylorville Independence Day celebrations. This message brought to you by ABC Supply Screen Printing and Graphics in Taylorville. Wishing you a safe and fun-filled 4th of July. ABC Supply and Screen Printing and Graphics is your hometown source for quality printing, directing your creative vision with custom apparel, banners, signs, and decals.
The signing of the Illinois state budget last week has far-reaching implications beyond the state's finances and taxes. While Republicans have criticized the budget for what they view as excessive spending and taxation, some in the Democrats' voter base feel it has not sufficiently addressed their wishes. With the midterm and gubernatorial elections forthcoming, the effect on enthusiasm and turnout remains to be seen. Dr. Kent Redfield is a professor emeritus of political science at the University of Illinois Springfield. He says many Democrat supporters had hoped for a more bold approach to the budget from legislators in their party.
The big Democratic supermajorities, lots of people think that we ought to be doing bold things in terms of addressing problems, but we have a really bad fiscal situation with our debt and the way we generate revenue. And then, of course, the Republicans thought that, we raised taxes to kind of balance the budget and that they think we ought to be, we have a spending problem rather than a revenue problem. So, not a lot of people go saying, we've made great strides, with this budget.
Dr. Redfield says voters' views on the budget could impact turnout, especially if candidates in statewide races make it a key talking point.
But it can make a difference on the margin from the enthusiasm side and the reaction to what was or wasn't done. You have to kind of make those races about what the local situation was and not get caught up in the national kind of Democrats versus Republicans, and what do you think of the president kind of thing. If you keep races focused locally, then the fact that we aren't solving problems and that from one perspective, or that we're spending too much money and taxing too much from another perspective, that all of us can hurt incumbents. So it's more at that level that you might see the impact.
With respect to the race for governor, Dr. Redfield predicts Republican challenger Darren Bailey will use the budget to make his case for reforms. The state senator faces the incumbent governor J.B. Pritzker in the November 3rd election.
He's certainly going to play to his base in terms of the themes that you're raising, that we're spending too much on the wrong priorities. We're not only are we not funding state government, but that we're not addressing property tax relief. And I think if neutral people look at the way we raise revenue, and they think that Illinois is overly dependent on property taxes to fund schools and basic services, as opposed to lots of other states. And so you're going to see those themes.
The budget includes some new taxes on which experts say relevant stakeholders could attempt litigation. If this indeed happens and materializes, Governor Pritzker and legislators may have to come together again to either find new revenue methods or make cuts later on.
We've got taxes out there that have to do with financial transactions, different kinds of services. that are probably going to be subject to litigation. And so, part of that $800, you really shouldn't be spending it at this point because the state's probably going to get sued. And so, we continue to spend a ton of money digging ourselves out of a hole from pensions. We skipped pension payments and didn't fully fund things, and that's like not paying your credit card bill. It just keeps building and building and building, and so we need to do something dramatic.
More information on elections in Illinois is available at the Illinois State Board of Elections website, elections.il.gov. More information on UIS's political science program is available at uis.edu/SPIA. Dr. Kent Redfield appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show. Lincoln Land Community College's Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, also known as PTK, is celebrating several major achievements following the organization's recent regional convention. The Alpha Epsilon Kappa chapter at Lincoln Land Community College received chapter, team, and individual recognition during the PTK Regional Convention and Honors Institute held May 29th through the 31st at Heartland Community College in Normal. The chapter was recognized for maintaining its 5-star chapter status for 13 consecutive years. The 5-star designation is the highest level of achievement a PTK chapter can earn. The chapter also received an award for Outstanding College Project. In addition to chapter-wide honors, several members and advisors received individual recognition. Addison Patrick of Chatham was named a Hall of Honor officer. Lincoln Land Community College advisor Ryan Roberts of Springfield was recognized as Outstanding Chapter Advisor. Roberts and Dr. Jillian Bauer were also honored as the most distinguished chapter advisor team. Members and officers representing Lincoln Land Community College at the convention included Patrick, along with Andrew Sample of Edinburgh, Shandell Coble of Bastrop, Jessica Gibson of Pleasant Plains, Melanie Wiedeger of Athens, Micah Smith of Kincaid, and Lillian Stark, Josh Sellers, Braden Nickel, and Allie Higginson of Springfield. The Lincoln Land Community College PTK chapter is advised by Dr. Jillian Bauer, Professor of English, and Ryan Roberts, Professor, Librarian, and Interim Dean of the Learning Center at Lincoln Land Community College. The purpose of the Honor Society is to recognize and encourage academic achievement, develop leadership skills, build fellowship, and promote service to both the community and Lincoln Land Community College. Membership in PTK is available to Lincoln Land Community College students who have completed 12 credit hours and have a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or higher. Phi Theta Kappa is the leading honor society recognizing academic excellence among two-year college students. Members have access to benefits including PTK scholarship opportunities. More information about Lincoln Land Community College's PTK chapter can be found at llcc.edu/PTK. Officials with the Illinois Department of Transportation say they are ready for potential pavement blowouts during the current heat wave. When it's hot, motorists should be on the lookout for any buckling in the road, according to IDOT engineer Joe Monroe, who explains how the pavement fails. Monroe says crews are on standby with needed materials to fix any trouble spots. You can report pavement blowouts by calling IDOT or 911. And speaking of that heat wave, let's take a look at the weather for today. We're expecting mostly sunny skies and a high near 93. Tonight, a low around 75. Get local news anytime at Taylorville Daily.